Well, hello there, guys on YouTube or wherever you're watching this on. I'm just going to show you a little bit about what I know on Matlab. It's not a lot, but if you're new to Matlab, or you haven't used it, or whatever, maybe you have used it and you just don't know it that well, this might be able to give you a little bit of help, kind of get you just off the ground, so you understand the basics and build off of it. Alrighty, Matlab, I mean, you think it's only for math, but I found you can do robots, whatever you want to do. So just some of the stuff I've found useful is, well, for starters, if you use this sign like that, you know, shift 5 or whatever it is on your keyboard, this allows you to type whatever you want. And it won't actually show up when you go to run the code. It's comments, which is pretty nice because if you're in a class or something, the teacher says, oh yeah, I want you to like write important things on the side of each thing in the code. You're like, how the heck do I do that? This is how you do it. Alrighty, what's good to start off with whenever you're doing one of these after, you know, maybe a comment or something what the program's going to do. CLC, comma, and clear. This will, when you run it, these two things will clear this bottom part right here, as you can see. Boom, gone. Now, for a lot of stuff, it almost usually doesn't matter what you're doing, you have to initialize some sort of variables or user inputs. So to do a variable, you can pick whatever you want, fish, cat, or x, and then you just say equals. Now, if I want to say make something where the user, you, or whoever, when they run the code, they can input something, I'll just say input. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what I just did there was input command, and then I did this bracket here and this bracket here that are either side of it. It's kind of like saying, alright, this is what I actually want the user to be able to see. These right here allow it to say, alright, this would be displaying a line of text, which is why I have it capitalized and blah blah blah. And then this right here, I have no idea what the point of that is. I just need to do it to make it work. And outside you have this semicolon, which reduces the echo. And you're saying, what the hell is echo? Heck is echo? Echo is like if I said cat was equal to 5, x was equal to 10, or I made x equal to like some sort of vector or something like that. In the bottom here, it would list cat equals 5, x equals 10, and then if I did math with that, it would list all the math. If I use this, you'll only see what I want. It'll only display what you want to have displayed down there, which is pretty nice. Otherwise, things can go miles long. I've inadvertently done stuff where it's like, alright, we have 5 million things that are going to show up in this bottom window. I'll better just kind of sit back. Alright. We have enter the number of fish. Let's make enter the number of cats. I got my spelling. But this time we're going to do it as a vector. And so a vector, what that is essentially those two brackets with a comma after each number, and you can make them pretty much any length you want. So for this one, we'll just say, alright, we're going to have maybe 3 cats or something like that. And I don't know, for x, we'll just say make that 5. Pretty basic stuff. And for this one, now to access, like, if I were to run it, right, you would see, enter the number of fish, and I say 5 fish. Enter the number of cats as a vector, so I do that, 1 cat, comma 2 cat, comma 3 cat. This doesn't really make sense, it's just kind of what you can do. And x equals 5 in this display. See how like I said, I did suppress the output of that semicolon, so I do that next time, x equals 5 won't appear. Now, you have this stuff, how do you use it? Well, if I want to say, alright, fish times, okay, let's make a new variable, actually, food, and we'll say that is equal to fish times cat, or x, actually. Keep in mind, this is case sensitive, so if I did capital X, it wouldn't work. I'm going to suppress the output, and then I want to display this. And, no, I don't remember if I have the right name for display, but we'll see what happens. So 5 fish, still doing the cats as a vector. This is just to show you how you can use the vector in a second, and 25. If I wanted to put a word before that, I'd go, or you could do display, and use this, which allows it to become a comment, or something like, not a comment, but a line of text, which the user will actually see. And then again, real quick, just to show you what's going on. And you notice how every time it clears, that's because of this line right up there. That's making this whole thing clear, otherwise things get really confusing and weird. 5. And notice how now we have a nice spacer frame. Now, alright, so we have that, but how do you use this vector that you just created? I mean, there's a lot of ways, well, there's only really one way to access it, but there's a lot of ways to get that access out. So, say I want to just multiply the vector times, I don't know, food, right? And I can do this in a couple of ways. I'll say tree, whatever, is equal to cat. How do I get, because this is a vector, there could be 1,000 units, there could be 5. If I just said cat times, I don't know, food, it won't work out because it could say, alright, which part of the vector, or whatever. So I want to make this very specific. I'll say cat 1, which now says, alright, the first thing that the user entered in that vector, and I can do this all the way up to cat 1,000,000,000, or whatever, you know. It's however long the vector is, I can make this times food plus cat 2 times, I have to have that hidden, food plus cat 3 times food. And let's press the output here as well. This would just allow me to have pretty basic access to that vector. I missed over there. Let's fix that. And you guys should be understanding this is not necessarily about what it's saying, but how the process is, where it's going with it. And if everything looks right, when I go display that food, tree, and then when I go and the difference between these two codes right here that you're seeing is this one comes out as a word, this one actually says display that. Notice how the two are selected. It's saying I want to show this. Alright. 5 fish. And now I have a vector that's 3 in length, so I have to actually go through and go 1, 2, 3, right? Nothing too fancy. Close it off, enter food and tree are now appearing. The 4 is not supposed to be there, I just clicked it. This gives you a pretty basic way to do things, right? Now let's try something else with a while loop. This while loops are great. So I have to start a variable though for a while loop because I'm going to say while something is less than something else, or some condition is not met or is met. I want to keep using this loop. I'm going to say n equals to 0. Alright. And now, while n is less than or equal to 10. Now I've created my loop, I've set my variable under like a condition here, n less than 10. I'll say, well actually, let's make this an if. I'll make this an if. Or whatever, you know, stick with while. you go, now it's in the setting. I'm gonna have fish for b equals n times fish times of 1 and 2, and then n have to, otherwise this loop would go forever. I have to make this n increase every time equals n plus 1, and then just display some kind of thing as before. And remember, you want to suppress all these outputs, otherwise I guess something's get odd, and nobody likes that. Do not have to put one here. That's just make sure the loop understands it's going that it won't display the. And if it does, I'll move on to it. 5 fish. And what did I say? The vector is 2 in length, so 1 comma 2. And there you go. What it should have done is fish, taken the value of n, times it by fish, times cat, whatever. So this is just something totally random. I'm not even sure why I did it like this, but it gives you kind of idea what's going on in that loop. Or we could just say tree equals fish. Let's actually set fish equal to fish times n equals fish times n times I don't know, cat 1 times cat 2. Basic. This is just to kind of play around at this point, but you can do whatever you want in these loops. While there's a lot of different loops, I'll be going into more of them in another video or something like that. Say 5 fish, 1 comma 2. That's not easier, otherwise they're going to play good. Enter trees, yeah, alright. No clue what I did there, but I'm not exactly worried. You guys get where this is going and how to kind of use that part of it. I think that would be it for this video. If you have any more questions on Matlab or stuff like that, I'd love to hear them, because it's a lot of stuff to do and I don't know what you guys need to know. So please just tell me what you want to see, what you liked with this one, what you didn't like, anything in general, just put in the comments. I'll be happy to read it. Thank you.